Hey guys, Corey here with Outdoor Hangers. Today I want to talk about the Superior blanket or top quilt. The main difference, key features of this is it's got this double insulated foot box. So I'll show you what that does. It's going to keep you warmer, but there's another cool little feature. Let's just say you're in your hammock here and you want to get out. This is a very durable, almost like a backpack, on the bottom of a backpack type material, real thick. And Danny over at Superior Hammock said that it's basically made for that, to be able to get out and stand and still be warm, nice and cozy, and not having to worry about ruining this thinner fabric up here. So you've got your top buttons up here, and then you got a cinch, so you can cinch it down, put it over your head, and you can tuck it around your shoulders. Got a nice diagonal little lay here. And this is about a 30-degree top quilt, but there's a lot of down in here. It's 800 fill, and it's a very chilly day in Minnesota here. It's very, very nice. Now, some of the features that you don't see in other top quilts is there's buttons that go along beside the whole thing. So you have a series of buttons here. So if you're a taller or shorter person, you can actually unsnap these. And if you wanted to go even shorter, you could just come up even shorter and then snap it this way. And then that would be for a very, very short person. Then you'd have more under quilt underneath you. So it's very versatile. Now the reason you've got all these extra buttons, so this is everything all open, very, very big. You also have buttons along the Superior hammock. So you can do the normal cocoon thing, or pod, or whatever you want to call it, where you button the hammock all the way down, and you can be completely secured in there. But he's matched up these buttons, Danny over at Superior Hammock, to line up with this. So you can almost have like a winter shell, if you will. Let's see here. Flip this thing around. So I think this is a really cool feature. Gives you a lot of options. And then at the end here, you can leave this open if you want some air to come in, or you can just kind of tuck it in on itself and no air can get in through there. The nice thing I like about this is when you get in, you can just go in and cover yourself up, do your diagonal lay however you want. And it's not going anywhere, and it still lays on you and it still has that loft. Now, not having the foot box wrapped around your feet are a little bit colder, so you'd probably have to have an extra pair of socks if it's really, really cold. Right now it's 30-something degrees, maybe 35, and it's fine for right now, and I just have some regular sport socks on right now. But if it's really, really cold, maybe you'd want that foot box option. But you could button this all the way up. You could have two of these things. You could have this as the as a top, and then you could have another one inside. Then you can get down to maybe -20. You know, I'm not really sure how far you can go. But normally you'd have a ridge line too going across. So technically you could probably overlap this across the ridge line, then have yourself kind of a pod system, and then have yourself another top quilt or something underneath that. Yeah, the nice thing about this is you can move around, and when you get out, it just all kind of stays right here, and you don't have to worry about the quilt itself. Oop, get my microphone here. You don't have to worry about the quilt itself shifting around on you. And unlike the when you just button this all up, you can't do really a diagonal lay. When you have this on here, you can do a complete diagonal lay and you're still completely covered. So I thought that was really, really cool. All right, so for those who don't necessarily like hammocks, or maybe you can't find trees to sleep on, you can use the top quilt just as a top quilt on the ground on a pad. So you just put your feet in, put your head in there, put your arms around there, and you got yourself a normal little top quilt there. And you can cinch this up even more if you want. That's perfect. So some people wonder, well, why a top quilt? Why not a full mummy bag system? Well, there's a few reasons. The main reason is you're saving weight, so you're cutting down on material. And if you have a mummy bag, you have insulation all around it. But anything that you're laying on, you're compressing that insulation. And how you get your warmth is by the air pockets that you're creating between the cold air in your body. But once you compress that on your back, you know, it's completely pointless. So why not save yourself some weight and material, and you're relying just on your pad itself for the insulation underneath you, or in this case, this loft here, which is just insane on the Superior Hammock. So this is just a quick look-see at the Superior blanket. Very, very well made. Like I said, this double foot box, I've never seen this before. And he said, you know, it's kind of cool because you could take it to like someone's kid's baseball game if it's cold, and you can sit on the bleachers, not having to worry about ruining your quilt, because you have this really strong, durable, rip-proof material. Now, I don't know if this is going to be the final version, but I think it's getting closer and closer. Same thing goes with the Superior Hammock. I mean, I've been to Danny's shop a few times, and it just keeps getting better and better every time. I mean, he's getting feedback from people. He's asking me questions. He's asking Derek from the Ultimate Hang, people from the forums, on hammock forums. There's a lot of people out there that are giving him a lot of good feedback, and he's listening. And I'm really glad he went with the long baffles, or the vertical baffles versus the horizontal. And I don't know the science behind it, but from what I've heard and from what I know now, it keeps the warmth in a lot better when the baffles are going the long way. So that's really cool. And this foot box thing, man, is just really cool. Almost the same material that I have on the bottom of my backpack, and it's just really durable. And I think the stuff sacks are made out of this same material for the Superior Hammock and for the Superior blanket. So more to come as more information comes. The only thing I know as far as specs goes is it's 800 fill. I don't know the length and the width. The length really doesn't matter because it is adjustable with these buttons. So if you're 6'5", I would imagine it would be fine. If you're 4 foot, 10, I'm sure it would be fine. Don't quote me on these exact numbers, but you have a lot of room for adjustment here. I mean, we're talking almost 3 feet of adjustment here. Your main foot box itself, I mean, you're talking almost 3 feet there. So that's pretty good. So until next time, take care.